Hello, I'm Marley Svoboda, and welcome to the third episode of Wildcat Media. Caden Moore brings us our first story, which covers two well-known Logan Rogersville teachers who get their kicks outside of the classroom.
Here at Logan Rogersville High School, two math teachers are more than they seem. Both have a parallel interest in teaching math and the martial art of Taekwondo. This is something that they haven't just started.
Let me see, 28 years.
About 16 years.
I'm fairly highly decorated, and it's hard for me to talk about because it feels kind of self-serving. Yeah. But that's what this is. This is a world champion medal. I have, I think, 28 of these. 28? Yeah, that I've competed against people all over the world.
Oh yeah, that's the fun part, right? Yeah, so I really like competing, whether it's against others or just myself, right? And so, yeah, I was always, as soon as I could go to I went to my first tournament when I was a yellow belt. So I started competing. I started Taekwondo in the fall, probably like November, and went to my first tournament the next March or April, February, the next spring. Yeah.
Taekwondo is not only a part of their lives, it's also a part of their teaching.
The way I was trained to be an instructor of Taekwondo affected the way that I teach everything. Learn people's names, tell them something they did well, correct something, and then go back and tell them they did it right. And so some of those things were really important for everybody anytime they're learning something. So I wanted to try to bring those things to the classroom or the tennis court or the trap field.
I think that martial arts is just so intertwined in my world. I see them as being together. I know that for 10 years, we owned our own school, and that's all I did. I didn't teach high school or college. I just taught in the dojo. There I'm called Master Harmon. Here, or Senior Master Harmon, you know, whatever my current title was. Here I'm just, hey you. And so getting used to, as I had a student come through to tell them, hey, don't call me that, just call me Mrs. Harmon. Yeah. That's kind of hard for them. Yeah. Okay, but if you'll ever had my class, you'll notice that I say yes sir and yes ma'am to everybody. Mm-hmm. I don't even hear myself say it. It's a habit. But by the end of the school year, most kids will answer me back that way. Okay, you know, there's the calm, quiet that people kind of associate with martial arts. But for me, martial arts also gave me a sense of being able to pay more attention to my surroundings, knowing how to take care of myself and to keep myself out of. The most important thing is to never be in that wrong place so that you have to use it. It's a fiction. Story
about it. We went to training, and this was one that we just got to pick. We thought, well, that looks interesting and something that I haven't done before. Weapons is one of my favorite parts of Taekwondo, so this was just a really fun new training to get to do, and it's...
So we use it in tennis now to get each other's attention.
Awesome.
There's three important lessons I've learned from Taekwondo. One is a sense of myself. I think I was a little bit lost when I found Taekwondo, as far as my confidence. And I know now that I can do hard things. Part of our mastership was a 9-day fast. And so, you know, just getting through those and constantly challenging yourself. So that is one lesson. I got to travel all over the world and had wonderful experiences, which is so much more than any type of medal or anything like that. So that's the second thing that Taekwondo gave me. And the third thing was lifelong friends, just like Mrs. Swershon.
Reporting for Wildcat Media, I am Caden Moore.
Here at school, reading is vital, but some students have more of a passion for it than others. I decided to talk to a few of the library regulars about why they enjoy time turning pages. The students of Logan-Rogersville have access to over 8,500 books in the school library, but most fail to take advantage of this opportunity. Getting book recommendations from a friend is one of the best ways to discover your new favorite book, so let's hear some guidance from a few students.
I like Dune a lot because it's an epic science fiction novel, and I think the tone and the mood, the dark atmosphere of the book and its religious overtones create a mythical epic.
Dune by Frank Herbert, and then it would also be Picture Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. So Dune's a science fiction novel, which I really enjoy because, you can't go wrong with those. And then Picture Dorian Gray, my favorite part about it is probably that it's the first ever twist ending in a book.
My favorite book is The Girl Who Could Fly by Victoria Forster. And I first read it probably in middle school. It's a mystery book, and mysteries is probably my favorite genre of book.
With high levels of phone use lately, reading has become less popular, but some students still see the value in it.
It's such a great hobby that you can get into, and you can spend your time reading rather than, scrolling through social media and stuff like that. And, you can learn new things. And also, it's just as good as watching a movie or TV show, I really think. And you can imagine the pictures in your head and read along the way.
One, it's a lot better for you, and it gives you something else to do than just look at your phone. And it's kind of like a different world when you're reading, I guess, because sometimes you just get so into it that it feels like you kind of know the characters.
I think it can help inspire creativity, and I also think that it helps just engage in the thoughts of others. And I think that allows people to be more empathetic, and I think it also helps just in general to enjoy life to a fuller extent.
For Wildcat Media, I'm Marley Svoboda reporting. Now here's a spotlight on a local business booming with bounce houses. Hayden Searcy brings us the inside scoop on monkey business.
So Monkey Business is an inflatable rental company in the 417 area. We rent out bounce houses, water slides, and obstacle courses.
Monkey Business is staying busy, and it's a good thing because inflatables are expensive.
So I think it kind of depends on the hourly rate, right? Because we go 8-hour rentals and we go 3-hour rentals. So an 8-hour rental, depending on what you get, I'd say if we average the cost of the website, it's going to sit you around $500. And for our 3-hour rentals, it's probably around $350.
For some customers, inflatables come second. For others, it's all about the snacks.
We also include things such as cotton candy machines and popcorn machines alongside of our inflatables.
A lot of Monkey Business hires come from Logan-Rogersville High School, and that provides a fun work environment.
For me, it's really about the people, I love meeting new people out on a job. I love working with my friends every day. It's just the best part.
As winter comes to a close, Monkey Business prepares for the spring season. For Wildcat Media, I'm Hayden Searcy reporting.
For our next story, Olive Boswell takes a look at a unique wintertime experience with naturalist Morgan Wyatt. All of this happens in Springfield at the Missouri Department of Conservation's Nature Center.
The Missouri Department of Conservation's mission is to conserve fish, forest, and wildlife resources in Missouri and to connect people to nature. One of the ways they share their mission is by hosting events like hikes at the Springfield Conservation Nature Center. This opens an opportunity for visitors to explore the area to learn about plants and animals. Naturalist Morgan Wyatt led the hike along the Boardwalk Trail and has always loved sharing her passion for the outdoors.
I think what most inspired me to get into the field of conservation is just my own personal love of the outdoors and what it's meant to me ever since I was a young child.
Morgan says that her bond she has with the outdoors is because she was raised around nature. From a young age, her parents and grandparents took her fishing, hiking, and camping.
That's why I pursued a career in conservation, and specifically at the Springfield Conservation Nature Center, so I could do educational programs to help people make their own nature connections. I see myself doing this for a long time. I do love being a naturalist.
From Wildcat Media, this is Olive Boswell reporting.
Along with many other benefits, equine therapy has become a useful tool in helping patients build confidence, trust, and perspective. Jake Foster has given us an inside look at the work being done at Dogwood Ranch.
Today we look at a helpful resource we've probably all heard about, but have never put much thought into. Equine therapy can be a great tool for kids and adults in need.
We do equine therapy here, and what that looks like is we have a horse, we have a client, and then we have a therapist, and then an ES.
It's more experiential, so you're able to work through some of those emotions or moments that may be hard in the moment versus just sitting there and talking about them, especially for our younger kids that aren't able to put words to different emotions or events.
Our first sessions are pretty much the same. We just walk through all the pastures and we say hi to the horses, and we leave the clients to define that. So whether hi means hi or walking up and touching the horse, that's up to them.
Sometimes we'll be outside in the pastures, sometimes we'll be in the arena, sometimes we'll be here in the barn. Sometimes we don't use horses at all.
Horses react to body language a lot. So just being able to know when your body's like this and when your body's like this, and tell the difference, and then they can start regulating that and carrying it out to other areas. The horses pick up, like when you go like this to a horse, they are prey animals, and that means run away from you. And then when you release and when you relax and when you drop eye contact, so it's kind of opposite of dogs, when you drop eye contact, that's a welcoming thing for a horse. As far as therapy, it all depends on what the kid needs, because again, sometimes when we establish boundaries, it's really good to use the pussy horses that are all over people, so they can learn how to have a voice and how to say, get the horse away, because when they can tell a 1,000-pound animal to get out of my bubble, that can carry on to other things in life.
For Wildcat Media, this is Jake Foster reporting.
Thank you for joining us for episode 3 of Wildcat Media. We will see you when we get back from spring break, but for now, here's a look at the beautiful snowfall we had, courtesy of Edward Mollyman. See you later.